What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp, and today we're going to be reviewing a monitor from LG that is 144Hz, 27 inches, and is the world's first nano IPS display with a 1 millisecond response time. They were nice enough to sponsor this video and sent it out to me to check out, but as you guys know, I stay completely unbiased, giving you the full breakdown and the rundown, my thoughts and opinions, in case you're interested in checking it out. This is the 27GL850-B UltraGear Gaming monitor, just launched last month. This is going to be specific for PC gamers looking to maybe complete your setup or upgrade from your current monitor. But the key here, like I said, is that it's the world's first nano IPS gaming monitor with a 1 millisecond response time. The NanoCell IPS panel is that same technology from their premium NanoCell TVs that I reviewed, giving you wider viewing angles, a deeper black similar to OLED, and richer colors. Now usually with TN panels you see those faster response times in gaming monitors, but they pulled it off here with the nano IPS display. It is 27 inches at 2560 by 1440p. You got the 144Hz refresh rate that's NVIDIA G-Sync compatible and adaptive sync through FreeSync with HDR10 support. Now visually, the screen looks great. The bezels on the top and the sides are very minimal with just that chin on the bottom. The monitor also allows for height adjustment, tilting up and down, and a 90-degree pivot if you want to use this vertically. And you can also take these stand off and VESA mount this if you want to have it, mounted to your wall. As for input, on the backside you have a single display port, 2 HDMI ports, 2 USB 3.0 ports, and a headphone jack because this does not have built-in speakers. But let's talk about that G-Sync capability, which is a huge selling point combined with that refresh rate and response time. Technically, yes, this is a G-Sync compatible monitor, and it even has their official certification rating. But with their adaptive sync, you aren't limited to just NVIDIA graphics cards. It also is going to work with AMD cards for FreeSync. So this means out of the box, if you're rocking a 1060, 1080, 2080, whatever, you'll be good to go without any tinkering in the GeForce settings. The second I booted up Battlefield, I went into the game settings and automatically had my frame limiter set to 144 with VSync on, and everything looked and felt very smooth. This is on the stock fast response time in the settings, but if you want that 1 millisecond response time, you have to turn it to the fastest mode. But I would avoid doing that personally because it does start to then introduce some pixel trailing at 1 millisecond. That most likely explains why out of the box it is just set too fast. In my gaming at 144Hz anyways, I could deal with the 2-3 milliseconds versus 1, but yes, this is still technically the world's first 1 millisecond nano IPS display. Also in the settings are some game mode presets, your main few being 2 gamer modes and an FPS mode, RTS, and Vivid. The main differences here aren't going to be too apparent, as you can see, but there are things like varying black levels. In some cases, it'll boost the black stabilizer levels, so you have more details in the shadows. Definitely useful for something like FPS games. Other modes will increase saturation and sharpness to make things, stand out more and pop, but you can go in and see what mode's gonna be best for you in your game. I just keep it at Gamer 1 with the fast response time. Something also noteworthy in the settings is the baked-in aiming reticle that you can turn on. This is so if your game does not have a reticle in the middle and you want that slight unfair advantage, you can turn it on and pick between 4 different reticles to use. Not calling you a cheater if you use this, but you do have that option. In terms of backlight bleed, this is one thing that is definitely important for any monitor. Thankfully, this one was extremely minimal and it's only noticeable in the top right quadrant. This is at 100% brightness as well. It's only really noticeable in person if you were looking up at the monitor from the bottom left side. So facing it straight on was very, very minor. In fact, in post-production here, as you can see, I'm boosting the highlights to give you a better idea of how it looks because you probably couldn't notice it too well. And it's still extremely minor. There was also some bleeding in the bottom left-hand side, but that was not noticeable to the human eye at all. Like I didn't see that. Every panel is going to have varying levels of backlight bleed. Very happy with this one though, was one of the good ones. And again, a benefit you get with NanoCell technology is the deep black representation. There is no glowing or halo around pixels, but the blacks truly appear as pure darkness, if you will, making some colors or things happening on the screen around it really pop and stand out. Some other things, while this does support HDR10, I didn't turn it on or use it because it just felt too dull to me. The panel is rated at 350 nits brightness, and that's not bad or anything. It just didn't look too appealing in games, so I kept it off. That's probably better suited for something like watching movies. So all in all, when gaming, I mainly tested FPS games. I've been playing Battlefield recently because the new update came out, there's new maps, all that stuff. And at 144Hz, it is silky smooth. But just the big thing here with the adaptive sync is whether you have an AMD graphics card or a NVIDIA graphics card, you can enable FreeSync or G-Sync and be able to take advantage of the high refresh rate. Now again, at the 1 millisecond response time at the fastest setting, it's not the best experience, although in some cases, the pixel trailing is pretty minor, but it is still true to their claim that it's the world's first 1 millisecond nano IPS display. And what's also really great about this is you're getting all these great, specs and the panel for $500, which you take a look at the market, and that is extremely market friendly, budget friendly, wallet friendly. You're not spending, $800 to $1,200 for a gaming panel with these specs, and that's a very, very good thing, making it much more affordable and, better for you to purchase in the end. Now, there are some cons I want to pick up, 2 to 3 things. First up, there's no USB-C port and there's no Thunderbolt 3. It's 2019. Come on, LG. And also something pretty minor that I wanted to mention was, what's up with that red ring on the back of the display? Wasn't it supposed to be that RGB ambient sphere we've seen at CES? That would have been definitely cool, since this is a gaming monitor, having some backlight would have been appreciated. I mean, that's what we saw at CES. Why not put it in here? I mean, come on, what's cooler? This or this? Not even just to say that it has RGB, but so it's not such a stark contrast between the bright screen and the dark room behind the monitor. So instead, you could have the screen and that RGB or a static color, whatever. You have that nice soft glow behind it, making it easier on your eyes. I don't know. Thought it would be cool. But in the end, you have a great gaming monitor with fantastic specs, 144 Hz, 2560 by 1440p at 1 millisecond response time, G-Sync, FreeSync, adaptive sync for a very great price at just $500. Definitely one of the best gaming panels that I've checked out so far. And guys, I'll wrap it up for my review. Hope you enjoyed. If you want to check it out, I'll put a link for you in the description down below. If you like this review, give it a big thumbs up to show your support. You can follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And last, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.